Now I would like to introduce you our CPAP system. It's one of our little CPAP, and it's the middle end models, our NLF 208 CPAP system. So for this machine, it consists of several parts. First is the ventilator part, which we also call the screen part. And then we can see the humidifier, and also the third part is the air compressor. Then we will have the hanger and some accessories and the spare parts here. So for this machine, I will first introduce you about the software. Once we power on the switch by the backside of the main engine, then the machine will get into the self-testing. The self-testing will only last for 3 to 5 seconds. So it's very easily for you to use for some emergency situation. Then we can see here is the standby interface. So now actually we can press this button to run in the machine already. So once we press it, it's running with the ventilation. And once we press it again, actually they will get into standby and the ventilation will stop again. So here, I would like to introduce you about the function buttons first, one by one. The first one here is for the parameter settings. As you can see for this machine, actually, it's a very simple model for the specification. So here we have the flow, CPAP, CPAP means the pressure, and also the FiO2, it means the oxygen concentration. So you can set it by here. And then for the second column here is for the oxygen calibration. It also have the 21% and 100%. And for the oxygen calibration, usually you need to do it by two kind of conditions. The first one condition is that once you get the machine, after the first time installation, you need to do it because we know the oxygen concentration in different countries in the atmosphere is different. So if you want the parameter to be exactly accurate, then you need to do it. So how can we do it? The first is, once we press the 21% before it, actually we need to connect only with the air compressor. That means we only connect with the air source and no any oxygen source. After press it, it will need about 2 minutes to shrink complete. Then we change to the 100%. By the 100%, we only connect with the pure oxygen, no any air. Then we press the 100%. It will also take about 2 minutes and shrink complete. After both complete, the oxygen calibration is finished and you can use the machine properly. For the second button here is for the alarm settings. Once we press it, we can see the alarm limits. And for this machine, we have the upper limit and lower limit to be setting for the oxygen concentration. And also we can set the maximum pressure for this machine. For the third button here, actually is the mute button. Once we press it, we can see by the screen, by the upper side, we have a 2 minutes time counting with a symbol. That means after 2 minutes, actually the alarms will come in again because we need to prevent if the doctors forget to turn on and if some real danger is coming, then no one knows. But for example, if you want to close it anytime, you can just press it again and then the alarms will come again. And this button I just mentioned to you is for start and stop the ventilation. And for this button is for just turn back to the last operation. For example, if we just do some wrong operation here, and we can just directly press this button to get back to the main interface. And for the last button here, we can see the symbol is like a hand with the finger. So it means the manual ventilation. Once I press it, actually it's giving the manual ventilation. And once I press it, you can see the symbol is by this side with the hand. And it need you to press it one time by one time. So this is for the function buttons. And then I will tell you something about the screen side. For this screen, actually we use a 7 inches non-touch screen. But for this screen, we also have 4 parts. The first part will be the upper side. We call it the alarm information area. As you can see, if there is any alarms, they will be shown on the upper side. Here now it shows the oxygen supply low and the air supply low. It means now we are not connecting with the air source and oxygen source. But usually, actually, for the alarm informations, we have 2 colors. The first color is the red color, and second color is the yellow color. If it shows the red color, it means it's the first level alarms. If it's the yellow color, it means it's the second level alarms. So you need to judge if this alarm is influenced the operation, and then you do some settings and change. And then by the alarm area information area, you can see also by the right side, it has a small symbol. That means now we are connecting with the AC power. But if you disconnect it and we use the battery inside, actually it will show the battery status. And for this machine, actually the battery inside can ensure the machine to be used at least for 2 to 3 hours. And if you want more, actually we can add another battery and to make it for 6 hours at most. By the middle side, we call it the oscillogram area. And here we can see one waveform. So even for this kind of a simple machine, we're still showing the waveform because we want the doctors to know exactly the patient's situation and for better treatment to the baby or neonatal or the patient. So here, actually, this one is showing the pressure and time, the waveform. And then by the below side, by the bottom side, actually is the setting parameter area. It means it will be same parameters with what we just preset by the first button. You can see it's all the same. So why we show it by the bottom side again? Because we need to remind the doctors during the operation or during the using of the machine if they really have already done the correct settings. And by the right side here is for the monitoring parameter area. So for these 3 parameters, it actually is the same with the setting 1. The flow and also the pressure and also the oxygen concentration, only 3 parameters. But these 3 actually is from the patient end. It's reflected the patient real status. So the doctors can check the waveform with the monitoring parameters together to know if the baby or the patient is using the machine good or not, and if we need to increase or decrease the parameters. So this is all information for the screen side. Then we check about this place here. We have 2 ports. The first one is the expiration port, second one is the inspiration port. So usually when we do the connection, we will connect one pipeline with the inspiration port and the humidifier, and also another pipeline with the humidifier and also with the expiration port. And then by the end of this 2 tubes, actually we will do the connections with this kind of tube. Then finally we will connect with the nasal probe or maybe also the nasal mask. But between them, we also have another small port. It's right in the P, that means the pressure. So actually this line is the pressure sampling tube. Once we connect it, then we can monitoring the pressure from the patient end. That means here, the PAW, what the PAW will be shows is from this side. And then we will see about the humidifier part. For humidifier, actually we have 3 kind of options. And here, this one is the first type. You can see, actually there is no screen by the main interface, but actually by this screen port, we will insert a thermometer. And the doctors can check by the thermometer to know what is the temperature the humidifier is giving now. And for the settings, it's very easy. We use our 2 fingers to set like this. And usually, we will set it between 2 and 3 because it's our experience. Usually, when we set it between 2 and 3, the temperature will be exactly the 37. But actually, you will check from the thermometer for the exact one. Just to keep it by 37 because 37 actually is the human body temperature, so it will not hurt the patient and make the patient much more comfortable. And for the humidifier, we have the second option is that we will have the digital screen to show the temperature by here. And the third option is that not only for the digital screen, but we will also have the servo control and also the heating wire inside of the tube. But you can choose no matter which kind of requirement. Then for the third one is for the air compressor. For this air compressor, actually, it's also being produced and manufactured by our Superstar Medical. So actually, it also has some advantages. The first advantage is that it has a digital screen to show the output pressure of the medical air from the air compressor directly here by the screen. So you can know if the compressor is working good or not. And the second advantage is that for some core material like the driven tube and also the pump is imported and is the best one in the world. And the third advantage is that for this air compressor, actually the noisy is only less than 40 dB. So it means if the doctors and the patient is just beside this machine, actually they will not hear any noise and can be using for a long time and comfortable. And then we will check about the back side of the machine. So first, we still look on our air compressor. By the back side of the air compressor, you can see the fourth advantage is that here, not only with the main power, we also have 2 auxiliary power sockets. That means no matter for the humidifier or the main engine, we can all connect with our air compressor to giving the electricity. So that means only the main power, we need only one cable line to be connected with the main power to the AC power. So actually there will be not many lines, power lines to be crossed over, and it can ensure very steady situation and ensure the machine to be using for a long time. And here is the filter. You can see it's very easy. We can take it out and also we can insert it very easy. It can be cleaned and also can be changed, and it's very cheap. And here you can see we have two ports. It's the fifth advantages. So here, the first port here, we are giving the air from the air compressor and connecting to our main engine to provide the medical air. So why we still have these options? Because if you need, we can also open this port for you. So this port you can connect with some other air source if your hospital have. So then that means actually no matter even the air compressor is stopped working, then another source of the air will given to the machine. If this one will be stopped, then air compressor will automatically give the air again. So it can ensure the machine always working. Then by the upper side, we can see the back side of the main engine. Here is the fan for giving the heat outside of the machine to keep a good running. And then here, we can see this is the power buttons. And then here, we can shoot. It shoots 100 to 240 volts. So it means actually this machine can be using in many different kind of situations, because we have this wide voltage design. So even your country's voltage and power is not very stable, we can still use the machine very good, and the machine will never be hurt and stop the working, and even will never hurt the patient. So by here, except for the air port, we also have the oxygen port. So for this oxygen port, you need to connect with the central oxygen supply, or maybe you can connect with the medical oxygen concentrator. And the third option is that you can connect with the oxygen yokes, the cylinders. Then we check here about the handle. For the handle of this machine, the first is that you can put it here by the right side, and also you can put by the left side. By both sides, we have this design. It means for some of the hospital, maybe the infant warmer, or maybe the incubator, or maybe the patient bed is by the left side, and in some hospital, maybe by the right side. So you can just change as a requirement on the right side or on the left side. And also for this handle, we can see it has 1, 2, 3. 3 positions to be adjusting. No matter which position, we just loose the screws, and very easy for us to move it. So why we have this design? Because usually when you are using this machine for the baby in the incubator, actually the nasal probe or maybe the nasal mask is lie on the baby's face. So we can adjusting this to make the mask or the nasal probe much more fitable on the patient's face. And then let's see about the spare parts. So here the first one is the bracing circuit. And for the standard, actually we will give you the reusable one. And this one is made of the silicone. And it can be cleaned under 134 degrees. And then for the standard, we are giving you the nasal probe. And for this nasal probe, actually we have different sizes. We have totally 5 sizes. So no matter for the small face or the big face, we can all use different types. But some customer and hospital, they may require the nasal mask, and we can also give you this option, and we can equip it for you. So this will be the whole introduction for this CPAP system. Thank you.